who is not a part of the program today, but we're going to get Sky on here. Um, and he can definitely introduce himself. Where you go? Okay, there you go. Hello, Sky. Welcome. Thank you for tuning into the response.
I'm good.
So you
I
had
just
something
wanted
that you wanted to add on to.
to a couple of things, like in regards to y'all were speaking about, as it related to being possibly in an open relationship. Um, I always have a thing like in terms of like my dating, right? I'm very open minded. I've allowed myself to be open minded. And the only thing that I ask is that I ask for our conversation during the discovery stage. So if we're getting to know each other, I want to know going in, like what you're attracted to, what is a limitation for you, what it is that you want out of this relationship between you and I. You know what I mean? And if that leads to being an open relationship, right? I'm not saying that I want to be cheated on or I'm okay with being cheated on. The only thing that I ask for is one, exclusivity. Two, if you're not going to be exclusive, then what I ask for is for you to put me in a position for you to tell me something that another bitch can't be able to tell me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like to be
So
blind.
open communication. As long as I know what's going on and there's no secrets, I'm okay.
Absolutely. I feel like, give me the choice to decide whether this is for me or if this isn't for me. You know what I mean? I do believe that people do make mistakes, right? And I do believe that people sometimes are afraid to be themselves with exploring because there's such expectation of, okay, you should be in a very monogamous relationship and things that are traditional. I feel like I don't want to be in a traditional relationship. I want to be in something that's non-traditional, but traditional to me and my boyfriend or my
Right.
partner. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So what may be traditional for me may not be traditional for
For
you.
the next
You know what
person.
I mean?
Because
And
there's different
so,
dynamics in relationships, and I try to
absolutely,
express that in every show that I do. There are different dynamics in relationships. You never know what, because when you're an individual before you become a couple. And
absolutely,
so whatever that individual is enticed with, we
yes,
have to find a way to compromise and come together and become one. And
right,
it doesn't have to be the white picket fence, the two children and the dog, because that's definitely not what we're gonna get. But we may
right,
get it. But at the end of the day, it is whatever is cohesive to our union. Mm-hmm.
absolutely. I feel like even in fairness, I don't know which one of you said it, but somebody said something very interesting that to me, I think that when you have a solid foundation first and foremost, like you can't just go into a relationship starting off being open because it causes a lot of conflict. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're
Right.
at the stage of discovery where you're still getting to know your partner, there may be certain things that may be a deal breaker for you. And you may not have discovered that this is a deal breaker for you until you're actually in that situation. So if you have a very solid foundation, you know what I mean? And you guys allow the opportunity to grow collectively together, then we can start exploring about possibly either you know what I'm saying, you go do your thing, separately, I go do my thing separately, or maybe we start integrating into our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Now it can't be just bitch because we sitting at home on a Wednesday eating tacos, bitch, we ain't got shit else to do. It got to be bitch, we, out, in Houston, bitch, and you know what I'm saying? Maybe we out of town, we having some fun, maybe it's a holiday, something along them lines, okay? It can't just be just random shit because we bored, okay? We just get
Right.
fucking house for
Exactly. So Rico, we brought you back on and thank you for warming up for us and bringing a different look because bitch, you was cold as a motherfucker. Now you go nice and chill and you throwing on the stunners and everything. So what do
Right,
you have to give to us? Since you was telling me bring me back on, bring me back on.
right. I wanna talk about the Zoe situation. One,
Okay.
I I agree and disagree. I agree with what he was trying to say, but I disagree with how he said it
Mm-hmm.
because I've been in those relationships where it was a guy who just got done messing with girls, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So he hasn't been with a guy. He doesn't know the way that things go, and this lifestyle is new to him. And sometimes people want to keep their sexuality private and who they're with. Everybody don't need to see you holding hands in the club. Not everybody want to be that kind of gay.
One
Not
second,
all
Rico.
of-
So I got a minute. I got less than 2 minutes on this live. They're gonna kick me off. I'm gonna continue the conversation because it's still going, and you guys are still going. If you guys want to join the conversation, you definitely can join the conversation. I'm gonna start it off for another from 7:15 to 8:15. But go ahead.
Not everybody wants to hold hands and go to the club and wave their boyfriend around. Some people want something personal at home that not everybody knows about. And
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong. It's not.
But what's he meaning it in the context of, because people like super masculine. We're taught that super masculine means super exclusive. You know what I mean? So
I can agree.
you got to think about it, like, because if you think about it, when we're talking about a person who's a straight man who's coming from dealing with women, we like the idea that he hasn't got his cherry popped in the LGBTQ community. So for him, it's like, I'm your first everything as it relates to now you coming out and dealing with a gay man full time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that for him, it was the idea, or maybe the ideology of the fact that I'm dealing with someone who hasn't been romantically or sexually involved with another man. I would be his first. You know what I mean? So I think that that's probably the idea that makes as to why he's dealing with someone who isn't already tainted.
And also, he just probably doesn't want to deal with someone who's been through this lifestyle, because this lifestyle is
through
very
a whole lot
tough.
of niggas.
Right, this lifestyle is very
guys,
tough. It's very damaging.
We're cutting off in 15 seconds. This is the response. It's your boy Brandon Ortiz here. Thank you so much, Sky, Rico, and Jeremy, for tuning in and chiming in. If you guys want to chime in and tune in, I'm coming right back on. I'm just going to let them cut us off right now.